Hello, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about energy. I can't do any lives because ancient gods don't believe in modern technology, so I decided to record videos and to post them so they will be in a really good quality. Now today's video is going to be about energy, and I think I should have started my YouTube channel with this kind of videos. The videos that will explain what is energy, how to work with energy, what makes our energy strong and weak, what types of energy there are. So today will be video number 1. I will give you the information about energy so it will be clear for you. You will understand what you're working with, kind of where you are standing. Now, for those of you who doesn't know me, I'm a Reiki master. I've been working and studying energy for almost 10 years now. I really enjoy transforming my energy of people around me, and also my clients. I'm also an NLP master, so I love working with the mind. And I love the most working with feminine energy. I love to see how my energy and energy of my clients transforms through becoming more feminine or more masculine if these are men. So let's start with energy. So how did I come to working with energy? For those of you who know me know that I had an amazing career in finances. I lived and worked in New York City, and I really was pretty successful. Now, but at one point, I understand that all my success, my money, my relationship were not making me happy. I was miserable and depressed. And it seems like all that were not as important because, okay, I'm miserable, I'm depressed, but who cares, I'm still living. But what was important for me, my relationship with the man that I thought I loved very much, started falling apart. And I could not let that happen because that relationship was like my only happiness in life. So somebody advised me to contact this woman to work with my energy. And me, a person with MBA in business, with investment licenses, with work in finance, I mean, you can imagine, my mind is pretty analytical. I couldn't say that I'm so delusional. I'm just flying in clouds. I'm pretty grounded and pretty I would say very analytical. But at that time I was desperate, so I was like, okay, fine. I have nothing to lose. I have the money, so why not to try? What could be worse in my life right now? So I tried, and she did energy alignment for me for 3 days. This is exactly what I do right now for my clients. So it's working with energy 1 week a month in the beginning of the months and lunar months. That gives you a boost for the rest of the months. And she worked with me for 3 months, and I felt differently. I felt more secure, calmer, more confident. My love life kind of mended on its own, and I felt really good. At first I thought it was a coincidence, but I noticed that by the end of the month my energy would start dropping, and then when that woman would work on my energy again, I would feel the boost again. So it kind of opened me to the possibility. Maybe there is something besides our physical world. Maybe there is something that I can do for myself to feel better, to feel more in alignment with the world and with myself, and to feel happier, to mend my relationship with the guy. Actually, by the end of the 3rd month, I broke up with him. We got together later on again, but that's a different story. So I was shocked. How can a person that never saw me, not next to me, could influence my energy and my aura? I was seriously surprised, and I started studying this. I started looking into what was she doing, what was that something that she was doing that actually helped me so much with my energy. Now, and this is how I became a Reiki practitioner, and then Reiki practitioner 2, Reiki practitioner 3, and then a Reiki master. And I continue studying energy, and I like to connect energy to the material world, because you can't study energy and sit somewhere on the mountain and meditate all the time. You need to experience life. You need to connect energy to the ground energy to the material world. So I'm going to give you my knowledge about energy. This is like a well-known knowledge, and you should know it as well. So everything is energy. Even me right now, I'm sitting here, I'm a lump of energy with the consciousness inside. There is really nothing else. It is just my consciousness and the energy that draws towards that consciousness in an absolute space. So if you are sitting on the chair right now, you truly are not sitting on the chair, you're hanging in a limbo. The chair is an energy as well. It is just your consciousness has a particular information and create everything around you according to that information. Even I was created according to the information that my consciousness had. So why would consciousness go through this trouble to create a physical body, a mind, and throw me into this physical world to experience it? Well, because there are lessons that I should learn, I should experience life, and to get to the next level, I should kind of get some kind of some lessons, and I need to get more diplomas, so to say. So consciousness also could not experience life without a physical body. I mean, consciousness could not eat a fruit and feel how sweet it is or how juicy it is. The consciousness could not touch another person and feel the goosebumps. So we need the physical body to feel all that. Now we also need the mind to kind of navigate that physical body. Mind is our protection. So this is what we have. We have the consciousness, which is our higher self. We have the physical body to experience life, and we have the mind that basically navigates the physical body. So you can we can sum it up and say that consciousness is our inner adult, our body is our inner child, and our mind is our inner adult, inner parent, like that. And all together we kind of we work together to experience life. But the consciousness is the most important, because the consciousness can move through dimension when our body and our mind cannot, at this time at least. Now our mind has here to basically to protect us and to analyze where we're basically to keep us alive, and to analyze what we're doing, whether we're going right or wrong. But remember, our mind is not our higher self. Our mind is very limited. It only can has a particular amount of information. It is not our higher self. Now, but it is needed to protect us, because our higher self has no limits. If I will be basically decide that I have no limits, how will I experience life? I won't, because I believe I have no limits. Now, to explain this on an example, imagine so basically our higher self has a particular goal for us, and we have to particular lesson. We have to learn that lesson to move to kind of a different dimension or different on a different level, so to say. Now we will learn that lesson throughout our life until we will finally pass the exam. So for example, let's imagine that our lesson for this life is to go to the store and buy the bread. Let's imagine that this is the end goal: get to the store and buy bread. Our higher self, our consciousness, is moving us in that direction, to that store to get the bread. But we have the physical body and the mind. The physical body is getting distracted, so maybe it wants to play with the little cat on the street. Maybe our body wants to do this, that. So it's always getting distracted on the way to the store to get the bread. And our mind is basically as a parent is pushing the body, okay, don't go here, don't go there. You like trying to discipline the body. So the mind also doesn't see that bigger picture, so the mind will basically just follow us around, follow the body, and try to protect the body from unaliving itself. So for example, let's imagine I'm on my ultimate goal in life is to create a huge successful business, but I decided that I will get married first and have kids. So my body is distracted. My mind will kind of cooperate with my body, but my higher self knows that this is just a detour on my bigger kind of path. You must understand this, that everybody has a goal like this. Now you will say, well, how will I know what is my ultimate big goal? You will know because you will have those situations coming again and again in your life. You won't be able to miss it. Also, you can look where your North Node is or in your natal chart. So we have South Node and North Node. South Node is what we developed in the previous life, so to say, previous experience, and North Node is what we have to develop in this experience. For example, my South Node is in Scorpio, my North Node is in Taurus. And so I am South Node in Scorpio. You're basically making money through somebody else's money. That's why I worked in finance, because it was natural for me. I made money through babysitting somebody else's money, through investing their money. Now, at one point, I understood that I couldn't do this, that I need something else. Why? Because my North Node is in Taurus. I was pushed towards energy of a Taurus. What is energy of a Taurus? These are people that are secure in their own. They usually have businesses, they have the money, they like the material possessions. So at one point I start realizing that I don't want to babysit somebody else's money. I want to do something on my own. That didn't happen to me just recently. It happened to me when I was a teenager. So I was working for myself, kind of. I was having like part-time I was working with little kids. I also, when I was like 23 or 24, I had a limousine business. So it constantly was happening in my life, constantly was coming up to my life. When you are 36, 38 years old, you will be seriously moved towards the North Node. And if you will not want to move, you will be somewhat punished. It doesn't mean, so North Node could be different. For example, if your North Node is in Cancer, maybe you will need to create a family, because Cancer energy is all about family, about children, about this and that. And if you will be fighting that and you would not want to have a family, not want to have children, your higher self will be pushing you until you will get on the road, on the right road towards your goal, ultimate goal. If you still will be fighting, I mean, you can't fight the energy. We'll get to that. So our mind has a particular set of information and patterns, and everything outside our mind is basically a danger. So our mind seriously protects us. Our mind is very limited. I want to tell you, if our consciousness is huge and unlimited, our mind is very limited. We are born in a particular family, in a particular society, in a particular kind of environment, and I often call it karma, because this is what we know. This is the information that we receive and the pattern that we receive. And our goal is to, with our physical body, is to experience life. So our physical body is made of energy that can experience life, and our mind is made of energy, and the goal for our mind is to expand. So our consciousness, where we are born, in what kind of family, with what parents, in what kind of society, is chosen by our higher self, by our consciousness. And the place and the family that we are born in depends on our ultimate goal. So, for example, if somebody's ultimate goal is to create a family, they probably will be born in a very dysfunctional family. For example, my kind of goal in life is to create such a very, very strong security within myself, very Taurusy energy. Where were I born? I was born in the family of two parents that are energy of air. For them, security and material things were nothing. Like, it was absolutely not in their interest. Like, they never cared for it. They had different kind of ideas for their life. So that's where I was basically born. Why? Because I have to learn how to create it on my own. Now we have a particular pattern and information depending on where we were born of our society, and we will have to expand it to get to our ultimate goal. So if I am born in the family of parents that don't really care for security or anything material, in the country that fell apart and all the economics and everything fell apart when I was a little kid, I mean, I would have to overcome my knowledge and my patterns and start believing and learning that I can create the security within myself, no matter my family, no matter my society, no matter the country where I am. I will be able to do that through expanding my mind and through experiencing through my physical body. I hope it makes clear. I know it's a little confusing, but yet. Now, the people outside of us are also lumps of energy, but their behavior, their appearances will correspond to the information that we have in our mind. You will ask me, well, don't they have their own life experience? Probably they will. I asked this question so many times, so many masters, and it seems like nobody have a clear kind of response. But in our life, they will correspond to our behavior, to our information and that our mind has. For example, if I believe that everybody is taller than me, then I will be meeting people only that are taller than me. If I believe that I'm the smartest person on earth, then I will be meeting only stupid people around me. Like this, they will have to correspond. Then if I will change my my opinions about people and I decide that everybody is as smart as I am, then I will start attracting smart people as I am. Now, our mind, as I said, has a very limited information, and it's very hard for the mind to accept something new. And I will bring you an example. I was born in a small village in Ukraine. My father is Ukrainian, my mom is Russian, and I remember the first time we went to Russia. Maybe it was not the first time, but the first time I clearly remember this time. I was very little. I was probably like 4 years old or something. So I was born in a village in Ukraine. There is only 1,000 people or so, and they're all white. And they all have, most of them has blonde hair, not even like mine, but for the most part, these are all white people. There's nobody else, no other ethnicities whatsoever. The first time we went to Russia to visit my mom's parents, we had like a couple days in Moscow. We stayed in Moscow for a couple days. My parents wanted to show us a big city, and Moscow is a huge city. And I don't remember where we were, but I remember when I saw the first African person in my life. Now, you couldn't imagine what kind of shock I had. In Moscow, there are a lot of people from all over the world, especially from Africa, from Asia. They come to study in universities there, and then they go back with their degree. It was since, I don't know, for many years, since the USSR, I think, existed. So it's a normal thing. There are a lot of different nationalities living in Moscow. They study, they work there. But for me, a person who never saw anybody but with the white skin, it was huge shock. I remember that day, and I remember my absolute shock when I saw that person. I was basically like, I fell to my knees. I couldn't even hold myself. I was crying. I was shouting, because for my mind it was something very unusual, very outside of my limited information. Now, thanks God to my parents, they basically scooped me very fast, and they explained to me that there are people with different skin, with different eyes, with different kind of like, it is normal. Otherwise, I'm not sure what will happen to me. But this is what happened. If our mind only sees what it believes is true or not, and through our experience we can expand it. What happened to me in Moscow? When we went to Moscow, my mind was already expanding. It was seen a new kind of new city, big buildings, different people, different cars. It was already expanding, and that person was also my expansion. Obviously, next time I saw an African person, I was okay, because my mind already had that information. So you need to remember this, that your mind is very limited. Now, why do we have people in our life? You will tell me, because we could not experience this life on our own. For example, if I don't love myself, how will I know that I don't love myself if somebody will not show it to me outside? Now, if I will meet a man and he clearly shows his lack of love for me, I will know that I have no love for myself as well. So we need to. Different people are showing us different sides of ourselves. Even men in our life are just a reflection of the masculinity inside of us, and I will get to that in a different video. But they are also showing us what we have to work on. If a man is not successful, if he could not provide, then masculinity inside of me weak. You need to understand this. The people outside of us helping us to develop, they are here for a reason. Now, if we accept something, or we don't accept something in other people, we either accept or not accept in ourselves. For example, I never could accept people that were self-centered, or as I thought at that time, that they were selfish. I couldn't understand how can a person be so focused on himself or herself and not think about others. Like, I couldn't. It was driving me nuts. Why? Because I couldn't allow myself to be like that. I always cared about the benefit of others, about the comfort of others, and it was also driving me crazy, but I couldn't allow myself to be a little more self-centered. So notice what bothers you in other people. It's either you do not allow yourself, or you don't accept that part of yourself. Like for example, I was in Turkey just like a couple of weeks back, and I couldn't stand when somebody is drinking tea and just banging the spoon on the on the cup, like when they're mixing the sugar. Why? Because I wouldn't allow myself to do that. Yeah, I mean, I went to this etiquette classes and this and that, and I wouldn't allow myself to do that. So I'm not accepting them. Right now, it's more comical for me because I really don't pay much mind to that. Like, it doesn't bother me much. But there was time when I couldn't be with the person at a dinner if they don't act a particular way. I mean, this is. It's funny. Right now, really, I don't care much, but the mixing of the sugar always gets me. It doesn't trigger me much, but I always pay attention to that. So we need people. We need people to develop. Now, if I know that my partner doesn't love me, now I basically understand. Okay, so I don't love myself. What do I need to do? I just need to start loving myself. I need to increase self-love. So thank you very much, the partner, for showing me that. The people that we could not avoid in our life are our biggest teachers. These are usually our partners, our parents, our children, so often our co-workers, if we could not just live for our work. These are people that will teach us the most in our life, and it's good to pay attention to them. Usually these are people of different energy. Now, another thing I wanted to mention before I will end this video is that in the world of energy there is no time and space, and I want you to put it in your mind. Time and space only exist to keep us sane, to keep our mind in check. Otherwise, we will not be able to organize ourselves. How do I know that there is no time and space? I know because I work with energy, and this is a well-known fact. They did a lot of experiments where they were sending energy into the past. I mean, people that were doing the experiments, and that energy in the past altered the existence of the present. If you want to read more about this, there was an experiment done in Israel for the Jewish hospitals. Read that; it's amazing. I mean, it's really, really very popular experiment. You probably heard about this. So I can, if for example I had some kind of traumas in the past, I can send energy there, and it will alter the present me right now. And I did that. Actually, at one point I did a lot of that. I was uncovering events that really altered my life, and I was sending energy there, a good energy, clear, pure energy, to remove the negativity and the effect that it had on my life. And my life changed, like to the point that I was one time, long time ago, I had an argument with the person. I never communicated with that person again, but that argument really stuck in my mind because she said certain things that were really hurtful for me. So when I was doing this practice, when I was sending energy into my past, I paid special attention to this event. I really dedicated time and energy to this event. And what happened, like 2 days after, she reached out to me, like there was never this event. She just asked me, how is everything, how is my mom, like this. She was absolutely, she spoke to me like we never had that argument, and like we were good friends. This is just to prove you that there is no time and no space. If you think that you can work on your energy, it will affect your future, you're wrong. It will affect your present and eventually your future. But you could not be working on your energy with the expectation to better off your future. You will better off your present. The same when you are sending energy to the past, you're fixing your present basically, even though you're working on the events in the past. So there is no energy and space. That's why that lady that was working on my energy, she didn't have to have me next to her. In the world of energy, there is no space. So she basically was sending energy, I was accepting it, and this was sufficient. No matter where she was, that was sufficient and enough for me to receive the energy. She could have been sending energy into my past or into my future, and it still would work. And actually, sometimes that's what I do. When the person, when I do energy alignment, I send the energy in a particular time because I have a time frame, everybody in a particular time, and the person has 24 hours to accept the energy. So they don't have to accept the energy in the same time as I'm sending it. I'm sending the energy and it's just hanging in the limbo until the person will accept that energy. I need you to understand this, that your energy can be transformed at any period of time or space. So I am right now in Greece. I can work on my energy in United States. That was 2 years ago. So time and space doesn't exist. I want you to understand. This is important and something to think about until I will upload the new video. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to transform the energy for your own benefit. And if you have questions, do ask them. Also, if you need my help, under this video in the description, there is my contacts and my information, links to my courses as well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.